Hello everyone and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to check for three-phase power for any air conditioning or refrigeration system. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumperman Tech. In front of us we have a 3-pole contactor, and in this video I'm going to show you how to check for three-phase power for any air conditioning or refrigeration system. Just a heads up, if you find this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week, and let's get straight into it. Here in front of us we have a 3-pole contactor. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 poles, and that is because we're using three-phase electricity. This is a starting component to a motor of some sort. This can be your compressor or some sort of fan motor. Those are the typical applications that you would find. So to check for three-phase power is pretty simple. There are going to be two main places that you're going to check for three-phase power. The first place would be to follow the wires coming from your disconnect and into your unit. Those wires are going to come into your control panel and most likely either going to come directly into your contactor, or it's going to go into a 3-pole terminal block and then distribute power to places such as this. So you're going to have that power coming into L1, L2, and L3. And this way we can check for your incoming power. So between L1, L2, and L3, this is going to be our incoming power. And then we can also check for three-phase coming to our component, and that's going to come out of these poles, T1, T2, T3. So when the coil energizes on this contactor, this is going to plunge in and it's going to send power from here to here, and this one to here, and then this one to here. So our three phases are going to pass through to our component. Let's start by checking for incoming three-phase power. The most common three-phase power systems you're going to find in the field is going to be 208 volts to 230 volts. So the first thing we're going to do is use our imagination, because of course this is not a live system, but I am sure you have seen this before. So we're going to put our meter to volts AC. We're going to be measuring alternating current. The first thing that you should have, let's go from each pole to ground. So I'm going to put one lead on L1 and another one just to a piece of metal. Let's pretend this is the metal. So between L1 and ground, you should have 120 volts. Between L2 and ground, you should have 120 volts. And between L3 and ground, you should have 120 volts. Having 120 volts to ground in each pole will indicate that each pole is doing its job. Next, we're going to want to go from L1 to L2. So we're going to put our leads, one on L1 and one on L2. Between these two, we should have 208 to 230 volts. Then we go from L1 to L3, and we should have 208 to 230 volts. And then we can go from L2 to L3, and we should have 208 to 230 volts. If you do, you have three-phase power. In this case, we checked each leg individually, and we also checked between the poles, and we have a good three-phase incoming power. Next in the system, let's say you call for cooling, and this is a contactor for your three-phase compressor. What happens is your coil would be energized, and this would plunge in, and it would send power through. So then you would follow the same exact steps. You would check from T1 to T2. You should have 208 to 230 volts. T1 to T3. You should have 208 to 230 volts. And then T2 to T3, you should have 208 to 230 volts. And of course, each leg to ground, you should have 120 volts. You can also repeat these exact same steps for the 3 wires coming into your unit. Find those 3 large wires and check between the 3 using the same method. If you don't have 208 to 230 volts between any 2 poles, or 120 volts from one pole to ground, then you're going to want to look into your incoming power. Check to see if there's any blown fuses or any issues with the disconnect. The culprit is definitely going to be your incoming power, and your problem is most likely going to be outside of the unit. Double check for the wires coming directly into the unit. Make sure you have your three-phase power there. If you don't, then the issue is not with the unit and with the incoming power. And there you have it. That's how you check for three-phase incoming power, and that is also how you check for three phases going to your component. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.